We're going early today. We're gonna be in here 2 minutes early. We're gonna be like,
Two
where was
minutes
y'all?
early.
Started. Let's get like we're gonna act like we deep into the conversation.
Right.
So like when they all join in.
Yeah, I hear it, bro. No, real shit. Have you looked at what's in the chat, the group chat? Duh.
Purposely, I have not. So
Hey.
so like at 7, I'm gonna be like, all right. So tell me your thoughts on the video that we just watched. Like when we see like the first person come in.
Yeah, they gonna be like, we missed it. Yeah, y'all. So you gotta be in here.
Yeah. All right. So so that's the first one. All right. So tell me your thoughts on the first one, bro.
So it's real wild too, because the way it developed, I definitely wasn't expecting that. You know what I'm saying? Like you see the people in the screen, you hear them talking, but what the third person does, what happens next is completely out of pocket and completely left field. Like I definitely did not see that coming. And it's crazy that happened, because we've seen stuff like that and everybody says like, oh no, that shouldn't happen. But when they're in the same situation, you would probably do the same thing.
Everybody thinks completely different. Like when they're in that situation. What's up, y'all? Y'all a little bit late. Y'all a little bit late. But everybody thinks different. Like when they're in that situation, because it's easy to say what you would do when you're not in a situation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think, dang, what did Mike Tyson say? Everybody knows how to fight till they get punched in the face.
Facts. You got two responses.
Right.
It's fight or flight. Like
everybody knows how to fight until they get punched in the face. All right, so let's go to the next one. So we already did 2 of them.
Right.
Let me see.
What's going on, everybody that's coming in here? Y'all got to jump in. Quickness.
Yeah. All right, so let's go.
We in here today.
Dang, I feel like we did everything. And the
I mean, look, hey, if we did it, you know what I'm saying? We was moving. If y'all late,
y'all got any questions? Anybody got any Oh man, what's going on, bro? Welcome to Let's Talk About It Tuesday, y'all. Welcome to Let's Talk About It Tuesday, man. We play jokes. We don't play hard to get.
Tina Marie, what's going on?
Talk to me, man. What's going on? What's new with you,
bruh? It's life. To like this week already. Now, mind you, it's only Tuesday. Has been busy already. Has been busy already, but it's. I think one of my wins was remembering why it's okay to be as busy as we are, right? I got done yesterday and I sat down and like I almost passed out instantly. And I was like, dang, like while I was going through all my day, I'm like, dang, it just never ends. It just never ends. But I remember laying down and being like, yo, I did that today. I'd like, you know what I'm saying? And it was a whole new motivation. And that it reminded me of a saying. It was just like, if motivation is your only motivation, you're not always going to be motivated. But consistency will always yield motivation. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Putting it to the grind, it was going good. We started locking down some really, really substantial things for this show. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna give y'all the details yet, but that's that John coming. Jeff, we got to rap about that.
Yes.
I got to I went to over the weekend, I went to a poetry show where I was just going to support. And of course, you know me, I ended up getting on the mic. And out of that, there was a young lady in the crowd who I had known before. She was like, right now she's ranked number 1 nationally for poets, right? She did a competition. She's ranked number 1. But apparently she has a hand in the poetry versus hip hop thing that's been going around. So I got a chance to speak with her about possibly, you know what I'm saying, getting my hand in there. So
hey, let's get it.
I think right now I'm on a war path that every opportunity that I can take, I'm going to take. Which is another thing that I got to talk to you about, because I'm probably going to come down for what we was talking about last week. So You know what I'm saying? There's a couple things I got to get together, but you know what I mean. Like I said, any opportunity, I'm taking. I'm eating up. So like, them is my wins. I just been mad motivated. You know what I'm saying? You know your boy birthday coming up pretty soon, so
When's
we
your
chilling.
birthday?
Yeah, my birthday's on the 22nd, but T putting some stuff together. So this upcoming weekend we gonna have some fun. So
Are you going to be are you going out of town for your birthday?
no, I'm gonna be here in Pittsburgh.
You wanna feature the day after in Maryland at the show that you're going to on April the 25th. You can feature on May 23rd.
Okay, yeah, I'm in there. May 23rd, I'm in there. But my birthday April 22nd. So my birthday.
Oh, April 22nd. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. But I mean, look, we gonna rap, bro. Like I said, any
Yeah,
opportunities, I'm in there. But yeah,
yeah.
this weekend coming up is the birthday turn up.
Bring your merch to sell, all of that good stuff. So you know what I'm saying you'll usually do good. And it's usually I usually sell out my nights. So probably like
Okay.
100. Yeah, probably like 100 people. My nights always sell out.
Bet.
So yeah. So I mean, bro, I host every fourth Thursday, so that's always available to you, bro. If you ever want to get a show in, all you gotta do is just let me know, and that's
Hey,
that's easy.
all right. Well, clearly, y'all, my second home is about to be in Maryland, so you know what I'm saying. Like, if y'all understand what's going on, it's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what you winning at today, bro? What you winning?
Yeah. So I confirmed 2 speaking engagements. So I go and speak next Monday on the 22nd. And then I also speak on April the 24th. That's next Wednesday at an alternative school from an event that I did previously. So that's fire.
Let's go.
A school that I've been working with for like, this will be my 3rd year. Finally is like, yo, we ready to pull the trigger. So I've been working with this lady there. Shout out to Miss Manning. We've been working for the last 2 years, and this will be my 3rd year working with them. She wants me to come and do their homecoming day. I mean, they're like, I guess homecoming, but it's for middle school. Spirit Week. So I'll be there on May the 1st. And she's transferring to another school, and she's a part of the Title I schools that are there. And so she wants me to do a mentor program. She put me in touch with the principal. The principal called me earlier today. I missed the call, but I called her, ended up calling her back. But I'm gonna just call her back tomorrow. So mentor program will be coming to the schools. Man, so you know, I developed the template for the curriculum, but not only did I do that, man, the session that we had on Sunday night for the Winter Circle was absolutely amazing, because we basically went through an entire curriculum. So one of the lessons that I learned going to events was that, long story short, copy the right cat. So I spent $600 on a curriculum. I spent $600 and bought a curriculum. And now I'm going to model my curriculums after these curriculums. And what I noticed is that in their curriculum, it's literally modeled the same way that I did my template, which I'm like, I knew I was on the right track.
Right.
But it was confirmation. And so I'm super excited about that. And now I'm going back and I'm adding to my curriculums what I learned from the curriculum that I bought, which is a lot of stuff. But having these mentor programs and having this stuff that I'm doing, it's all making sense as to why this stuff is necessary. Like the certain guides, the materials, printables, all of those different kind of things. So business is definitely taking off. And right now is the best time to do it, because this is when they're planning their budgets for next year based off of what they need. They feel like they need right now for next school year. So it's going well, man. It's going extremely well. So
that's what I'm talking about. Like I love seeing people when they be in their element and something happens, you do good, and then the work you put in for one specific thing yields multiple opportunities. You know what I mean? Like that's amazing. That is
Yeah.
amazing.
And somebody, so I don't know if I told y'all, but somebody nominated me for the Dapper Dads Awards. That awards is this weekend. So the family is getting dressed up. We all going to the gala this weekend. We're gonna do that. And Kevin Hart's gonna be in DC on my birthday. So turn up.
Hey, that's you know it's crazy. I had a chance to go see Kevin Hart the other day, and I couldn't go. I was furious. Yeah, no, my mom and my dad were supposed to go. My mom wasn't feeling too well. My mom called me at like 6:55. I had just got done hooping. You know what I'm saying? Bro was over the crib. We literally just walked in the house. She called me. She was like, "Hey, you want to go see Kevin Hart?" I'm like, "Yeah, when?" She is like, "Well, the show starts at 7." I'm like, "Mom, it's 6:55." Like there's no way I'm about to be able to shower, get dressed, get down there, find parking, and be in there before they close them doors.
You probably be in there before Kevin Hart goes on stage though, because you know Kevin Hart got 3 openers.
Yeah. Actually, you know, I wouldn't even think about that, but I know for certain shows like that, they close them doors. They don't let no. You know what I'm saying? Once them doors is closed, you gotta wait till intermission to come in. Like it's over.
Facts, and they don't. I don't think they have no intermission.
Right? No, not for that.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, no, I don't think they have no intermission. All right, let's go. Let's go on here and see what we got. Share the screen.
Let your children sleep in the place that you're supposed to get busy with barbecue. Do not let your children sleep in the bed with you. Why? Because that is the place for husband and wife to be intimate. And I feel like there's too many people that they hear this, but the baby, and the kid, they can't sleep. You got to be just a little gangster when it comes to raising kids.
You do.
Come on.
Because they will take over.
They take over.
Mm-hmm.
And you go through that one night where you just got to like, I'm going to let you cry all night. Because it's my responsibility to train you more than you training me. Too many of us have our kids training us when we're supposed to train them.
As a mom, I was so sensitive and no, don't do that to my kids.
We ain't raising no
punks. I knew,
no.
but I knew that what you were saying was right. I knew to just like let you lead in that moment. Yeah. And that's what I want to speak to wives about is that there are so many wives that don't allow their husband to lead in that moment. And I think that is some of the reason why our marriage is so strong after almost 25 years. And it is because I let you lead when it came to the children.
We're very purposeful in investing in our marriage just as much as our kids, because we can't let our relationship, especially after 25 years, get on cruise control. Do not.
All right, what's your thoughts, man? You letting the kids sleep in the bed with you? Are y'all letting the kids sleep in the bed with y'all?
See, me, I don't really have. I was curious to understand to see what y'all think because I don't have kids. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't got a dog in this fight.
So let me tell you, big man. Hell no. Hell freaking no. I seen because I seen it in my cousins when we were younger. Like one of my younger cousins, bro, could not sleep without being in the bed with his mom. He's like 7 years old, 6 years old, and he'd come over to the house and we'd have to call his mom at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning to come and pick him up because he's crying because he can't go to sleep because he ain't in the bed with his mama. And for me, with Sanaya, I kept telling her mom that I'm like, hey, you gotta get her out the bed because like if she goes to sleep over at somebody's house, who's going to go pick her up at 1 o'clock in the morning? Not me. 100% not me. I'm not going over there to pick her up at all. Like she needs to be able to be stable in her own bed, comfortable in her own bed. Now, whatever we got to do, we got to let her sleep with the TV on, get a night light, get some ceiling lights. You know what I'm saying? The stars and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. That's fine. If the dog got to sleep outside of her room so she feels protected, like nobody's going to come, or if the dog got to sleep, I'm okay with that. But you're not sleeping in this bed. You can get in the bed, you know what I'm saying, in the morning or something like that. You come in, you want to jump in the bed, cool. But sleeping in the bed, no, we're not sleeping in the bed. Even Hefe he never slept in our bed ever. Mm-hmm. Bassinet next to the bed. Now, you know, in his crib, you know, we're working on in the crib. We got the baby monitor, stuff like that, so we can see him. And if he cries, we hear it on the monitor. We get up, go into the next room, and we go feed them, change them, whatever it might need to be. But in the beginning, sometimes you got to cry those out. The first night it was like 30 minutes, 25 minutes he cried. Second night it was like 20, and then ever so often, it started to dwindle down a little bit. So you really, like he said, you gotta learn how to train and condition the kids that they're going to be okay. Like that was one of the biggest things that we had conversations about early on, was how we were going to parent and allowing the kids to know that they're okay. Because a lot of times the kids feel the fear because the parent feels the fear. When a kid falls and the parents go, "Oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?" Right then and right there, they feel like they should be panicking right now because they see you panicking. And there's a video, and there was a sound and audio that was trending a while back, that was talking about, you gotta stop interrupting your kids when they're doing dangerous things carefully, because you'll stifle their desire to be curious. You'll stifle their desire to search, to problem solve, to figure out. In my speech, I talk about that, and in terms of being curious. Like we've even told our kids, don't be curious, and came up with a saying that said, curiosity killed the cat. It's like, damn, I don't want to be curious because curiosity going to kill me, but you should be curious. You should desire to figure things out. They'll tell you curiosity killed the cat, but they won't tell you that disregard deaded the dog. Disregard, nonchalant. You don't know what nonchalant means? Nonchalant means nothing. It means doing nothing. And that's what we see a lot of times in our kids. They're not doing anything. And I talk about that. There's only two ways to fail in life. Don't do anything or don't do enough. And a lot of our kids, they're not doing anything or they're not doing enough. And they feel like, repeat that. They'll tell you that curiosity killed the cat, but they won't tell you that disregard deaded the dog. Disregard means nonchalant. Nonchalant means not doing anything. It's just they're bored all the time. Like if your child is bored all the time, you need to stimulate their mind. You got to find ways to stimulate their mind with robotics, with problem solving, with games that they can learn from. They need something that is mentally stimulating. And a lot of times it's play, but they have to be able to learn through play. And if we can't teach our kids to learn through play, then we're going to find a whole bunch of bored ass kids who are boring, who don't want to do anything, who when you say to your kids, "Hey, let's go," they're like, "Oh, I don't want to go."
Right.
Hey, you want to go skating? I mean, if you really want to, we don't have to go. How your kid not excited about going to go do an activity?
Man, it's crazy because my mom used to have to call me in from outside. Like I was ready to go outside. Being in the house was a punishment.
Man,
the only time you caught me in the house is if I was on punishment. I was grounded. Now you gotta bribe these kids to go outside.
To go outside, bro. Gotta bribe them to go outside. Like when the street we had the thing when the street lights come on. Now before the street lights come on, these bammers is in the house. Man, and it's like, why I see you all the time. Why am I always looking at you, yo? I'm tired of looking at you.
The kids, when I was young, you seen space. It was whether it was a grocery store, somebody's yard, we was outside. If there was space, my instinct was to just start running.
Yeah.
Just to take off.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't get it. I don't get it.
With my little brother, I literally had to whistle to call my little brother. I would go on the balcony and I'd whistle real loud and I hear him all the way down at the park. "I'm coming." That's how we used to call my brother in.
Yep.
Just a loud whistle, and he can hear that joint in the whole neighborhood could hear that joint.
Oh yeah.
That's when it's time. That's when it's time. Yeah. The iPad is raising these kids 100%.
Listen. We had this little space called the parking lot at the end of my street, and I put it in one of my poems. I was like, there would be times where I would be playing, and my mom would throw my name from the porch like a Peyton Manning pass. I made sure that I was Jerry Rice and never dropped it, and took off running for the end zone, which was home. Like, no,
no, that 100%. I love that. That's a bar. All right, let's get into the next one. Let's see what's happening. Follow link. What's happening on TikTok?
Were you able to bring it up?
Yeah, yep. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. I needed to all right, here we go.
Need to do that investigation. It don't matter how much you like them. Kitty and I were talking backstage, man, and like be getting people fucked up.
Nah, for real.
Like done got folks pregnant. Like done got folks burnt. Like done, because whether you should be in a relationship with somebody and whether you like them, two completely different things. I don't purchase every pair of shoes I like. I didn't get every car because I liked it. I didn't move into the place I live in just because I liked it. Like is basic as fuck. I like cheeseburgers, nigga. That don't mean I should be eating at Mickey D's. Because don't that technically qualify as some shit that I like, but ain't it bad for me? And that's what a lot of folks be doing is like, you just like some shit enough and you get close to it and you get close to it and you get close to it and you've done no homework over whether that person is trustworthy, whether they communicate well, you just like them. The vibe's good. Y'all stop using protection. Shouldn't be fucking in the first place, but y'all done stop using protection because you like each other. You feel me, bro?
All right, give me your thoughts.
I do. I agree. Like gets people messed up, especially when you liking the wrong person or you liking the right person at the wrong time. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that applies to every situation because different strokes for different folks. Everybody's situation is different, but there are some times where people see an attraction to something in somebody, and that attraction it grows into full-blown infatuation. You know what I mean? Without substance. Like liking somebody and letting things grow with substance is great. It's amazing. Go all in. You know what I mean? But when you have no substance and you take the one thing that you like and you wrap love around that with nothing else, dangerous.
Dangerous. Yeah, like got me my first child. Like kept me in relationships that I shouldn't have been in. Like allowed me to put myself second and become someone's option when they were my priority. Like definitely forces you to do things that you don't desire to do. And that was a big part of my story. And I think a lot of that comes from self-awareness, self-love, self-motivation, intrinsic motivation. And I think because I didn't feel 100% confident and love myself enough to get out of a situation that wasn't beneficial for both parties, that being myself as well as the other person, it kept me in those relationships. But when I started to love myself, when I started to practice how I cared for myself, when I started to practice more self-motivation, more self-love, more positive self-talk, when I started to embrace who I was more, it really started to show, how much I was being taken for granted. And I heard Eric Thomas say this first, but I'm sure he probably wasn't the one who came up with it, but you gotta go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. And I wasn't being celebrated in a lot of situations. I was just being tolerated as someone who's here, as someone who's beneficial, as someone who's stable. Sometimes people desire to be with you because you're stable, because you're good for them, and not necessarily because they're good for you. And it's
right.
There needs to be reciprocity in relationships for sure.
Right. 100%. 100%.
All right, let's go into, let me see what you got.
So the two links I sent they're about the same situation. So you can show them, but they're just pictures. You can show them both.
All right, let me see. This content isn't available right now, usually because the owner shared this with a small group of people. So I cannot see that.
All right, hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up.
See if I can pull the second link. No, I can't pull the second one either.
Okay. Yeah, it's probably because it's a group. All right, so real quick, this is one of the prom dresses that somebody let their daughter
Oh,
wear.
that yellow joint? Oh, hell no. I seen that.
So that's
With her nipples covered.
yeah. And
Hell,
this,
I would whoop my daughters
hold on, wait.
if she even thought that this was a good idea.
Hold on. And this was the other one.
Yeah, the answer is just no. Like
Now you see the hip, she ain't got no draw.
Yep.
Like, come, bro, like, and that's literally the purpose of that dress is to be like, look, there's nothing under this. Who is allowing that in high school? That's prom.
no.
Like, I said this before, like, yo, if my and the parents is the one buying the dresses, like, where your parents at?
If you feel like you have to reveal that much in order to be liked, in order for people to pay attention to you, you're already sending all of the wrong messages. You're already sending all of the wrong messages.
Right.
Like it's the wrong message. It's not the message that I would desire for my children to send to anybody. It ain't something that I want for my kids like that. No, it's the wrong message for a little
Completely.
girl. Respectable. You can be respectable and still look very nice.
You
better
100%.
go get you a pencil dress or a tight fitting dress, but that's going to cover everything. I don't mind you in a tight fitting dress because that's just, I mean, it's a part of fashion. It's a part of growing and maturing. But bro, hell no. Nobody need to see that.
Like, I thoroughly believe, like, if I were to ever come home and my daughter would be like, Dad, look at the dress I'm wearing for prom. First off, you're not wearing that. Second off, me and your mom is going to counseling because the fact that she thought that was okay, we not on the same page. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
we got some things that we need to talk about what goes on in this house. Because if you think that's okay for her, what are you doing?
Yeah,
like you know what I'm saying?
She's not grown, and she ain't grown just because she turned 18. You
At
grown,
all,
you
at
out of my
all.
house, and you paying your own bills.
Listen. There are times. There was a saying I was listening to a little motivational video on YouTube, and it was like, y'all got to be careful about putting age on stuff because you could meet a 35-year-old boy and a 20-year-old man.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, time doesn't constitute experience, but knowledge is definitely aided by experience. So like, it just because you a certain age does not mean you grown. And you also got to look at the times that we live in. Like,
facts.
Nowadays these high school kids is going wild, and you want your daughter to be in the middle of a bunch of guys who looking like that. And then somebody was like, oh, well, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy because the dads now don't like those dresses on their daughters, but they was the guys who liked the dresses on the girls they was talking to. And it's like, exactly. Like, I know what these little boys is thinking. I know exactly what these little boys is thinking. I know what I thought when I seen dresses like that.
Easy access.
Why would I want my daughter to deal with guys who see nothing but easy access?
They listen. My kid's gonna be listening to Life Jennings Statistics. You remember that song?
Yup. Yup.
You remember that? Statistics. Don't become a statistics. Jazzy said, when did a style like that for prom? When did that become a style for prom? Man, you'd be surprised. This new generation, they all want to be super sexy. They all want to be y'all know about the throwback statistics? That was my joint right there. You'd be surprised. Like, and some of the parents like don't think that it's a big deal. And to me, if you don't think that it's a big deal, then you probably need to go to parenting classes, or you're not abreast to what's going on. Like, I DJ'd for a 16-year-old birthday party, and I asked deliberately multiple times, you want the explicit versions of these songs? She's like, oh yeah, my daughter, she wants the ratchet stuff. I'm like, but you as the parent, you want the explicit Sexy Red, City Girls, you know what I'm saying? Pound Town, Throw Baby. You want she's like, yeah, okay. And I'm playing the music and I'm just looking at the other parents, like, and they looking at me, and I'm looking at them like, hey, I had to, because I asked over the phone, and we got it I got the explicit over the phone, but I said, I need this in text. So like, just want to confirm tomorrow, because I got the list ready, we are doing the explicit versions, right? It's like, yeah. Now we all know dressing, twerking, all of that different kind of stuff. That's been happening since we was younger, you know, all of that good stuff. It's going to happen, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't about to happen in no dress like that. Because I know when I was that age, I know where my hands was going immediately on the dance floor.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
That's wild. That's wild.
You didn't walk away with some lemon juice on the hands after dancing.
Man, quit playing. So I got a question. Speaking of like age appropriate stuff, right? I'm not sure if you know who this rapper is or anything like that. Have you heard of Lil Mabu?
I have not.
Okay, so it's this white rapper who's been, you know what I'm saying, doing like literally whatever he wants. He had a song with Krishan dissing Blueface. He had a song with another rapper talking about teach me how to drill. Like he was the little white kid and he wanted to learn how to be hood. That whole music video was about that. Recently he did a video with a little kid. You know what I'm saying? Like a little kid talking like he was grown. You know what I'm saying? And I be wondering, like, there's multiple little kids. I'm talking like under the age of 10, bro. Talking crazy on these rap songs, talking wild, like talk about killing and fucking and all of this, all wild shit at 10.
Yeah, it goes back to the parenting. It goes back to like, I think as parents, a lot of times they desire to be their kid's friend today more than ever, as opposed to their parent, and they desire to be seen as cool in their kids' eyes for the wrong reasons. I want my children to look up to me because of the work that I'm doing, not because, oh, my dad got big chains and my dad got women and my dad, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to birth another Clay from Love Is Blind, and my kids got all of these traumas because he's seen me not treating his mom right, not talking to her right. You know, I don't want my kids to have to grow up with those traumas, and it's generational trauma. Like it's generational trauma, it's generational poverty, it's generational poor mindsets, it's generational homelessness. Wow, it's a generation, and it's stuff too. Like if they don't want anything, they want stuff. They think that the stuff is what makes them cool, but they don't ever contemplate how the hell to get the stuff. You see a person with a Rolls Royce or a nice car or a big house, they don't contemplate how do I get this? How do I get this house? How do I get this? Wow. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not stuff that they think about, that they talk to their children about. They don't talk to them about that kind of stuff.
But then you got stuff like this, bro. Look at this little boy.
Yeah, no, there's no reason.
You know what I'm saying? But then you got adults in the video, like,
bro don't even know how to make money,
throwing up gang signs and stuff, talking about guns and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's wild. That little boy can't be no more than 10.
Can't be no more than 10. He
little RT. Like,
he can't even sign a check right now. And this is what he's doing. You put money in. Hey, where did the money come from? That's what I want. Oh, Dad, they got all of this money. How did they get it? Curiosity killed the cat. They're not gonna tell the kids to be curious about how they got the money, where they got the money from. I'm telling my kid, if you see somebody with a whole bunch of money, think about where they got it from. And most of the time they end up broke. Yep. Most of the time they are broke.
It's wild.
Black Ice talked about that before. He said, "Here you go, parking that $63,000 Lex you flex right outside your mother's hard-earned $22,000
duplex." Facts. Black Ice, Sheehan, Gemini. They all talked about, bro.
You park in this big car. Jay-Z told y'all too. Please don't die over the neighborhood that your mama renting. Shit, this ain't. She don't even own this. She pay rent here. Some situations she ain't even paying rent. And you like, oh yeah, I'm from this hood. Throw it up. You know what I'm saying? What you throwing up? This ain't even hers. No. Some white dude owned it that she never seen before.
Bruh. Like I said, I'm telling you, like I used to idolize that life. I used to be in stuff like that, and it just there's no happy ending.
None.
There's no happy ending in that life. Now there's people who come up through it and then get out of it, cool. But as long as you're in it, you may be happy, but there's no happy ending in that life.
But they don't think that far though. That's a lot of the problem. They're not. A lot of the kids aren't visionaries, so they don't think that far. They're not thinking about 5 years, 10 years from now. They're not thinking about that. If I'm having and I'm enjoying it now. I'm literally talking to these kids. They're like, nah, I'm enjoying it now. I'm having a good time now. So I'm gonna just, I'm gonna just enjoy it now. Oh, okay. You're gonna enjoy it now. What sounds dumb to me, but you just gonna enjoy it now, and you just gonna go from there. Okay, got you.
That's real wild behavior. I can't see, like back in our day, we had people like Lil Romeo, Lil Bow Wow, who's rapping about basketball and, you know what I'm saying, passing notes in class. That's some little kid stuff. You rap about it's relatable. You had Sammy, you know what I'm saying, I like the way you look at, you know what I'm saying? Like we had stuff that was age appropriate. None of these niggas talking about guns and stuff. Like you teaching this little kid to be a snitch. For real, because he gonna start doing dirt and then start putting it in rap songs. Ain't that how Young Thug got indicted?
And he's gone. You're gone.
Right. Facts.
All right. So it says, I guess I'll be the first guy to say it. If your man isn't posting pictures of you or acknowledging that you're together on social media, he either cheating or at least talking to other women. Don't fall for that. I don't want drama or I don't like people in my business nonsense. We men love to show off our women. It's a pride thing. Either he isn't proud of you or he still has a few straight women. He would probably stop messing with him if he did post you on his social media. I would say there's some validity to some of that. Like I can't say it's 100% valid, but I would say that there is validity to that because I experienced that right before Bria and I met, where it's like here I am sharing you know what I'm saying, but you talking about you post a real single. If it ain't this, I don't want it. If it ain't this, I don't want it. Soon as the pandemic over, we about to be like this. And I'm like, I couldn't get a tag in the Instagram post. I couldn't get a, you know what I'm saying? Like interesting. And very, very interesting. And again, allowed someone to make me an option when it was a priority. And, I told myself that I would never do that again. But yeah, man, like I think that's a part of it. I don't know. Like if they're famous, I would understand it until they got into a relationship, a serious one. Like we never knew who Michael B. Jordan was dating until he started dating Lori Harvey, in which it's like, okay, this is like a thing for him.
Right.
So if you're on that level, then I understand it. Someone like Shannon Sharp talks about it all the time. I can see why someone like Shannon Sharp probably wouldn't want to post his, relationships that aren't long term, meaning married at this current moment. But I mean, yeah, I think to me it's a pride thing. Like I enjoy showing pictures of my wife and showing pictures of us interacting and having a good time, having fun, stuff like that. I enjoy it. So I think there's part of it is true. I think majority of it is true. There are some situations where I could understand why you wouldn't want to do it.
So I agree to a certain extent. It depends, like you said, it depends on what you're doing on social media.
Right.
Like for me, my social media is business. Like you could go through my Facebook. I don't even say happy birthday to my mom on Facebook. You see what I'm saying? Like there's nothing super personal on my social media. Everybody who's close to me and around me knows what's going on. So it's not a secret. It just ain't none of y'all business. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for me, I can see certain things, you know what I'm saying? Because men tend to protect, especially nowadays and age, because I used to do that. I got a girl, you know what I'm saying, post her all over, It definitely brought me more drama. And I'm not the type to be like, oh, sneaking around, Like I'm posting you know what I'm saying, and I'm standing 10 toes on it. Like I was living with a chick at one point in time, no lock on my phone. Go through my phone whenever you want. You nothing to hide. But the social media still brought more drama to me for no reason, to the point where I was like, all right, I'm not doing this because it's not me. You're not secure enough to handle this. There was a post, and this is I'm not saying that this post is indicative to me. Like I'm not calling myself the person in the post, but there was a post that was like, everybody wants a fine person that everybody wants until you get that fine person and your insecurities can't handle everybody wanting that fine person. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I also heard when, like I said, I was at a show this past weekend and a girl had a fire line. I can't remember her name. So if you've seen this, please hit me. I promise you I'm gonna give you a credit. But one of her lines was, she said, how you gonna hold on? She said, how you gonna hold me down when you still got a handful of insecurities? Like,
that's good. That's good.
Like you can't hold on to something if your hands is full. So I think two mature people, oh yeah, social media could be like your little photo album. Go ahead, post your girl. You shouldn't, as long as y'all are understanding that there are trolls who will literally, they live to ruin stuff. If you can understand that and get past that, hey, I say do it. Post her, be proud of her. But if your relationship can't survive social media, then it shouldn't be on social media.
Yeah, for sure. That again, that was one of the things early in a relationship that needed to be discussed, because it is a part, and it will be a part, you know, at some point. Granted, we haven't had anything for a long time now, but in the beginning, it's a little uncomfortable, but then, you eventually get comfortable and, settle it. And then because trust is built at that time, stability in the relationship is built at that time. So it's like, when your reputation precedes you, and somebody tries to come and tell you, you like, that don't even sound like her, or that don't even sound like him. Huh? That don't make no sense.
Right.
So yeah, no, I'm with you on that one. So look, I thought this next one was very interesting. Let's see what my man did for his girl.
A recap on our first annual girlfriend games. She was able to get whatever she want from wherever she want with no limit. The only thing is she had 45 minutes to do so.
When I walk in the store, the timer starts. If I'm trying on anything, the timer stops, and the timer also stops going from store to store.
Let's get it. I'm gonna give y'all a recap on our first annual girlfriend games.
ahead.
We done, babe.
All right. What's your thoughts?
Hey, if you got the bank to do that, I think it'd be a fun time. Mike don't get the bank to just be like, yeah, whatever you want for whatever store you want. You know what I'm saying? And I probably would have pushed it to an hour, but the clock don't stop. When we walk into this mall, the hour starts. Once that hour went out.
Here's what I appreciate about her. I appreciate that she went to Victoria's Secret, the Nike store, Bath and Body Works. I appreciate the fact that she wasn't like, I'm about to go to Rodeo Drive and go to the Gucci, Louis, Fendi store.
She did buy a purse that was like $5 something, did she?
Yeah, it was a tote bag. So,
okay.
But that purse could have also been $3,000.
Right, facts, big facts, big facts.
So a $500 purse, nice job. I can see that. I would gift you a $500 purse. So I appreciate that. And so in the comments, everybody was talking about 50-50 men who want to go 50-50. They'll never understand. And I said everybody who mad at the 50-50 men definitely single. Because I went and I looked back at the profiles of all of the women whose 50-50 men would never, 50-50 men could never. Those 50-50 men, they probably seeing this, they probably blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, bro, y'all are all single. This is why you're single. Because you anticipate as opposed to appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
You're anticipating the stuff that you want him to do as opposed to appreciating the stuff that he does do.
Mm-hmm.
Anticipation will F up your relationship. You need to learn how to appreciate the things that he's doing for you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't appreciate the things that he's doing for you, you can't, then don't anticipate him doing anything more.
Right. Facts. Like, because if a man sees you appreciating something small, he's gonna want to do something big.
Yeah.
But if you're complaining about it,
yeah.
Why would I do anything else?
If he has the money for it, he'll do it. If he's got the money for it, he's going to do it. He wants to splurge on you. He wants to, within reason. You know what I'm saying? Some men are more financially responsible than others, or some men are more frugal. Some men are more financially secure, not as in what they have, but in how they think and process money. So I get it, but I mean, man, appreciate. Don't anticipate.
Right. No,
don't anticipate. All right.
100%.
All right. Let's go to the dumb stuff that K Michelle said.
No.
Disheartening. I would root for K Michelle too because she got rid of her fake booty.
Yeah. No. Mm-mm.
Until she said this.
I'm being to cry because then I don't feel protected.
So my life actually cried.
You like it? I would like to be better about that, Like I don't want to see. I don't know.
I don't mind them crying though. I think they should be able to be vulnerable.
I do. I think men should be able to cry and be vulnerable.
Yeah.
But for some reason, once they cry, you know what happens to me? I turn into the man.
No, you make it like grown one.
When they cry, I be like, like that, like.
That's what they're crying about. So if they had a death in their family,
If we both cry,
their mom passed.
I get it, family. Oh, I'm not saying that.
Yeah,
but I'm talking about like if something don't go their way, like a cry.
Oh no.
But like if someone die in your family and things like that, then
what if you're having a bad? No.
And like having a bad, like I just don't want men to cry because then I don't feel protected.
But I feel like so.
I don't want men to cry because I don't feel protected.
You know what? I will say this, right? I give her 2 points on grace, right? Because one, in the beginning, she said she did want to get better with it. She understood that she was foul. I give her that little bit of grace. And you know what I'm saying? I give her another point because at least she was honest about it. You know what I'm saying? So a real man could be like, you know what? I could understand your point, but hey, I'm gonna stay away. Like they honest about it. There's a lot of people that will be like, oh yeah, no, it's fine, but still feel the way she feels. You know what I mean? So then when it happens, now that woman who claimed to be a safe space don't know how to deal with it. You know what I mean?
She didn't safe space at all because she literally said, so as he started crying, I'm like, come on, like you,
right. But that's
first off, if I'm crying and you do, please don't think for a second that you have a shot, that you have a dog in this fight.
Oh yeah, no.
I don't give a damn how much you work out. I don't give a damn how strong you think you are, how fast, how quick you think you are, that you've been taking boxing lessons, taekwondo, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I don't give a damn if you're a UFC fighter. I will beat the flying crap out of every UFC woman. Every single one. Bro, don't think that you got a dog in this fight, yo.
Yeah.
With some men you can get away with that, but like, come on, man. Like it's just the answer is no. Like, and why isn't your like that? What happened to the soft life era of if my man's crying, I want to figure out how I can help my man. I want to figure out what's going on. Like if I'm crying and I'm emotional because something's going on with my daughter and you don't know about and you all of a sudden, nigga, why are you crying? Nigga, I could miss my child.
Right.
I could miss my child. You mean to tell me the only time that it's okay for a man to cry is when somebody died? What if I miss my child and I ain't seen my child in a couple months?
Yeah, bro. Like I completely agree. Like I said, that's why I said she gets a little 2 points of grace. She's still dead wrong. She's still dead wrong. But like I said, it's one of those things. You got one time to fumble a man's emotions, and he's not really gonna trust you the same. If he trusts you at all.
Never.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's going to be hard for you. It's going to be hard for him to emotionally support you when you're going through what you're going through. Because whatever you give me, when I'm vulnerable, I'm going to give you the same thing when you're vulnerable. So don't come to me crying.
And what I don't like is she said she turned into a man and be like, stop that crying. But it's like men don't do that. If a woman's crying, we just be like, well, all right, well, what's wrong? Like men don't do that. You don't turn into a man. You turn into an abuser. Like they'll make the same things. You know what I mean? So like don't tarnish men's name because you don't know how to be a safe space. I'm not even gonna say soft because you don't gotta be soft necessarily. You just have to be a space. Like I've heard women walk up to their man, if they man crying, like, look, babe, you a king. Come on, no, wipe your tears, talk to me. That's not necessarily soft, but it's reassuring. Hey, you know, I'm here for you. All right, you could let it out. Go ahead. Do what you got to do, babe. But you know you the king. You know you got to get back to work. Like, speak life into your man. But
and a lot of times too, a lot of times men, when we do cry, it's out of frustration and we've lost control.
Right.
Over the situation, not over ourselves. Like the last time that I cried was because I realized that I had no control over the situation anymore and there was nothing that I could do.
Yes.
And I'm like, I don't know what to do from here. Like, I mean, damn, I didn't try it. I didn't try everything that I could possibly think of. And life is still taking a dump on me. I have no idea what to do and where to go from here. And there's frustration. It's like, if I'm sad, I don't really cry because I'm sad. I cry because I'm frustrated, because I'm annoyed, because I can't figure this out. Like that's something that would make me cry. Like if I can't figure something out, that if something is out of my control, if I feel like I've lost someone like mentally and I can't help this person, then that's when I cry. I remember one of the last times that I cried was almost 10 years ago. When I was in church, and I was crying about my daughter's mom, and I was crying because I realized that I had to give it to God and that I could no longer. Like that was my release of like, this is my last time, and God, I I can't do this no more.
Right.
This is in your hands. I done tried to save her. I done tried to relocate her. I done tried everything, but this is what she wants. So God, this is no longer in my control, and I'm gonna give this to you. And I hate that I have to give this to you because it was like a feeling of quitting at that moment where it's like, I gotta go, I gotta step back. But sometimes, sometimes that's what it is.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes that's what it is. When I think about some of the stuff my daughter's going through, I cry because I'm like, damn, I wish I could, I wish I could change it.
Right. But that's the mark of somebody with a strong faith. I had a real in-depth conversation with my mom about that. And it was just about a lot of times we ask God to handle certain things, but we still got our hand in it. You know what I'm saying? We still holding on to it. And it's like, if I'm saying, hey, God, take this from me, and he's pulling it, but I'm not letting it go.
Right.
How's he supposed to fix it? You know what I'm saying? Like when they say let go and let God, it's not necessarily one of those things where you're just like, all right, cool. Well, you know what? I don't have no say. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not even gonna think about it. No, it's an act. Letting go is hard. Letting go and letting God handle it is hard because you know what I'm saying? Being still and not doing nothing are not the same thing.
Yeah.
But sometimes when God says, be still, let me handle it, it's an action you have to do to literally refrain yourself from messing up what he is putting in works. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes releasing control for men is the hardest thing to do. It's easy for a lot of people, but for men, sometimes that is the hardest thing to do. And it's frustrating. You know what I'm saying? And when you don't have a lot of different outlets, like now, you know what I'm saying, you go to the gym, you can write, you know what I'm saying, all these other things, but sometimes it's just such an emotional turmoil that it got to come out through tears. It has to.
Yeah, 100%. Like it literally has to. And you know, again, man, like I cry when I feel like I've lost control, and my faith has gotten so much stronger through life, and a lot of times that's the reason why I don't cry, is because I do have the faith that things are going to work, and that this isn't going to be the end. This isn't like any time I need to like pick myself up, I'll go back and I listen to Fabulous song called Diamonds, and one of the lines that he has in there is that my story just gets better when you get to the end. So when I'm at my worst, I know it's not the end. And so anytime I feel like I'm in a tough situation, like this ain't, I know this ain't how the story ends. Right. Because I've seen glimpses of what my ending is supposed to look like.
Right.
I've seen glimpses of it. And just like for the kids, how I'm telling them and how we talked about in the beginning, they need to dream of something, see something. As adults, that's what we stop doing. Our vision for our future gets more and more blurry the older we get.
Facts.
But as adults, man, we gotta wipe the crust out of them eyes.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You gotta wipe the crust out of them eyes. Wash that face. Go put them glasses on. Get some
Vaseline. Get them clear eyes.
Clear some contact.
Listen, bro. They said that God will often give you glimpses of your victory, of your purpose, and where you're supposed to be. But he's never going to show you the whole path, because a lot of us, if we knew exactly what we had to go through to get where we want to be, we wouldn't do it.
Facts. Yeah, 100%. We all underestimate the amount of stuff we're going to have to go through, deal with, handle, and in order to get where we're trying to get to. We think that it's just going to be easy. No, and that's why when I tell kids, when I speak to them, I talk about mastering a skill. How long does it take to master a skill? It's 10,000 hours. How long are you doing it? And it's not just 10. Like I was talking to a kid earlier today, and I said it's not just 10,000 hours. I wanted to be a speaker. I'm not going to get, I don't have to get the 10,000 hours speaking. I need to get the 10,000 hours speaking, studying, training, listening, reading books, listening to podcasts, going to events. That's all a part of the 10,000 hours is all of those things. But how can you master it? How can you master it if you're not doing anything to put in the work? If you want to be a professional football player, you got to play football, you got to watch football, you got to study football, you got to practice football, you got to train, you got to weight lift, you got to eat right. You got like all of that is a part of the makeup of a professional.
And people, and also, like I said, just like marriage, you know what I'm saying? Becoming professional at something does not mean just because you're a professional at it doesn't mean you go into the league. You know what I'm saying? Like just because you master something doesn't mean you're the master of it. Doesn't mean you're the greatest.
And still fall off.
Everybody who's in the place that you want to be in has done things probably more than what you're doing to get where they're at. And there are people who worked just as hard, if not harder than you, and still didn't make it to where you want to be.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So not only do you have to get that 10,000 hours to master your craft, now you got to put in work, proving yourself to everybody who's in that craft.
Right. 100%. 100%. Like that. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be challenging. And you have to be willing to accept the challenge of what it takes to actually make this thing come into fruition. And if you're not willing to accept that challenge, if you're not willing to accept the challenge, most likely what's going to happen is it's not going to happen for you.
Right.
It's not going to happen for you.
Big facts. Yes.
All right, y'all. It is 8:00. It's 8:00. We appreciate y'all coming through. Hey, while you're here, make sure you hit the subscribe button.
I don't know where it's at, but it's somewhere around here.
Yes, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We want to make sure that y'all hit the subscribe button, man. As Let's Talk About It Tuesday, we are here every single Tuesday for each and every one of you all. All right. Man, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Can't thank y'all enough for joining us again. Like y'all said, like we said at the beginning, there's a lot that we have to talk about in terms of getting this live show together. But we're going to make sure that we get this live show together. Y'all know my motto is always stay in your bag. So you never got to chase a bag. And as always, my man Mike Smalls is going to take us out. Man, I love y'all. We can't do this without y'all. Show number 800,426 in the bag. We've been doing this for years and we're going to keep doing this. You know what I mean? Because y'all keep showing up and supporting. Like we were talking about earlier, the vision has to outweigh the trauma that we're going through while getting to the winner circle, right? You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, you know what I mean? I love all of y'all because y'all deserve to be loved. Progress don't start until you feel like you should stop, and ignorance can't exist if you have sapio-like senses because knowledge is a choice, feeling is a privilege. I'll let y'all in a minute.